Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday. This is Light is Bright. It's simulating what the sun is like in Colombia, because one of the things I hate most about Colombia, and I don't know what it is, I guess it's just because we don't have a lot of huge buildings, and where the sun falls where I need to be driving is always perfect every time. The sun is always shining right in my eye. Always, when we're driving down the road, because we only use one road in Colombia because everything is on one road. It's on two-notch road. So we go out to get on two-notch, and then everything is just back and forth. The problem is, when we're coming back from doing whatever our errands are, we're coming back home, it's just always perfect. The sun is always right there, shining in my face, and it's just like that light. It's just like shining bright. Oh, God. Anyway, that's enough for my light rant. Mallory made sweet potato souffle, and admittedly, I don't really care for sweet potatoes, but I am going to try it so I can hopefully maybe give it an honest critique. Mallory likes them. My mom really likes them too. My mom makes them a lot, and I've had them. I'm not a big fan.
Get some of the stuff with the brown in it.
I get some of the brown stuff.
Because that's the sweet part. It's hot.
It is hot. That's weird.
It's like sweet mashed potatoes.
I don't like these, but
You like those?
I kind of like these. That's impossible. I don't like these. I've never liked these. Did you make something?
Are you gonna accuse me of witchcraft again?
You are a witch. You made something that I liked more that you made than my mother made. You better watch out. She's gonna watch this and be like, "What?" Seriously.
That you eat sweet potatoes and like them?
My wife got me to eat sweet potatoes and like them. I've had them several times before this. I've never enjoyed them. Interesting. Anyway, something stupendous happened today. And this is really weird for me to talk about because, I mean, it's not something I've mentioned before, but it's something that I really should bring up because it's been going on for 3 months. We got married 3 months from tomorrow, so actually the day you're watching this, the 6th, because we got married on the 6th of August. On that day, Mallory put a ring on my finger. That evening, I took the ring off, and I haven't worn it since. And some of you are like, "What? Really? You haven't worn your ring?" Yes, the reason I didn't wear my ring and haven't worn my ring in 3 months is because the ring is actually too big, and that's my fault. Whenever I went and got measured for a ring, it was not the type of ring that I have now. It wasn't a really thick ring, even though I ended up getting a thick ring. So the sizing was wrong. I needed to get the ring resized, but we went to a jeweler in Myrtle Beach, and it was going to be $120 to resize the ring. And I was like, well, let's just wait. So we did wait. We waited 3 months until we went to the same jeweler today in Colombia. It was Reed's. We went to Reed's. But they have a laser machine. And we asked the guy how much it was going to be, and he said $45. And I was like, awesome. So it's been 3 months, and I feel really bad, but it's been 3 months. I'm finally going to start wearing my wedding ring.
Have you had a close-up of our rings?
These are mine. Yeah, this is the engagement ring I gave to Mal. Obviously, the flip does a terrible job of doing macro or anything, close, but that is the ring. And here's the wedding ring, and both of them are platinum. My ring is actually palladium because...
Which is why it was so expensive in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, because apparently resizing palladium, I don't know anything about rings, but resizing palladium is apparently an absolute nightmare, and that's why they were going to have such trouble doing it. But here, with this newfangled machine, the kids and new machines, they can do it much cheaper. So apparently in a week or so, I will be wearing a wedding ring. For really the first time ever. You're probably wondering why we're sitting at this table right now. This is actually the second time we've ever sat at this table. The first time was whenever Dan was here. We made pancakes and Dan sat down and we're like, "Whoa, you sat at the table?" And he was kind of like, "Well, yeah, why would I not sit at the table?" It was the first time anyone had sat at the table. So we ate breakfast that day, but this is only the second time we've ever sat here, which seems odd. But we always eat dinner in front of the TV because TV. You can watch TV. But we've decided that we're actually going to play Magic because we made the cube and we want to play. Now we're not going to do a cube draft because there's only 2 of us, but we're going to do a Winston draft. Fun fact: tomorrow Thomas is going to come over and we're going to have dinner, and in the process we're going to play cards. We're going to actually draft, so that should be fun. In the meantime, Winston draft for me and Mao. This should be fun and interesting. Now, for those who do not know how to Winston draft, I actually explained it in a vlog a long time ago, but I'll briefly explain it because it's really easy to understand. Normally what you do is you buy packs, but since we have a cube, we can just use the cube. If you're going to buy packs, you need 6 packs, so each player can buy 3 packs, and it's relatively inexpensive and it's a lot of fun, especially if you play for keeps, because then the stakes are high. What you do is you take all the cards, that'll be 90 cards, and you set your 90 cards out like such. You're going to have, what is that, I guess 87, and then 1, 2, 3. How it works is you decide who's going to go first, and the first player looks at the card right here and decides if they want to keep it or not. Now, this is actually going to be a very interesting Winston draft, because in the regular Winston draft you use packs, and obviously there's some cards you're going to be more tempted to keep because they're going to be higher, but in a cube all the cards are going to be good because I built the cube to be good. Basically, you decide if you want to keep this card or not. If you want to keep this card, you pick it up and you replace it with one. If you decide that you don't want to keep this card, you put it back, put another card from here on top, and then move on to this one. You do that for each single one, and if you still haven't picked one by the time you're through all 3, you pick one off the top of the pile, and that's how it's done. Then you keep going until all the cards are gone, and then you construct 40-card decks as you normally would. Now, what makes this so interesting is that if you don't pick up one here, then you're going to put another one on top. That means on Mallory's turn, she actually can choose to have 2 cards because you pick up the entire pile. So on her turn, she might have 2 cards. It can get up to 10 cards, and then you're actually deciding if you want a pile of 1 card or a pile of 10 cards. That's what makes it very interesting. It's a fun game type, especially if it's just you and another person and you want to play Magic and you have 10 bucks to blow a piece, or if you make a cube. Anyway, I've looked at this card and I've decided I really want this card. It's a very good card, so I'm gonna hold on to it. I've never done this with a cube, so it might be different. All right, Mal, it's your turn. So you look at that and you decide if you want it. If you want it, then you keep it, and if not, you move on. So she's moving on. So she puts another card on top, moves to that pile, and skipping the second pile. Keeping that one. All right, so now it's my turn. I can choose this, which is actually 2 different cards. Interesting. Not super thrilled about that. I'll pass that up, and that goes to 3. And now we have 2 cards. And see, the interesting thing here is the bottom card is one that Mal knows about. The top card is one she doesn't know about. And if I skip it next turn, she'll know what card that I passed up. So you kind of get an idea for what colors each other is playing, but you're going to wind up with like a myriad of colors. So after going through the entire pile and all the cards are gone, we separated so we didn't see what each other were doing, and we built our decks, and now here we are. We haven't played Magic in a while. A long while. I'm excited about this. I'm going to cut your deck. And high roll. Ha! I will go first. Let's see what Lady Luck gives me. Oh, hey, that's familiar. Hello. That's not bad. Okay. And there, and alright, this should be a pretty interesting match. Turn 4, not much has happened. I have a Cliff Threader who came out early on, and she's got Dusk Hunter Bat and Ghoul-Draw's Vampire. Looks like something big's about to happen.
Tutor.
Diabolic Tutor, I see. My hand is looking mostly the same with the addition of this, and I guess we're going to see what's happening. The damage is mostly the same. She hit me for 1 in the air with the Dusk Hunter Bat, and that's about it. It's turn 6, I believe. A few things have happened. Her Dusk Hunter Bat is no more. I harm's weighted it. I also attacked with the Cliff Threader, and she was willing to give up her Ghoul-Draws. I got an Elite Vanguard out on the field, so I have both Stampeding Rhino and Elite Vanguard, got 6. And she has a Sengir Vampire, and now a Wall of Bone. So things are just getting started, I'd say. Mallory brought out a Cozy's Ravager, and I went down some health. She also swung with Sengir Vampire. But then I brought out Obstinate Bailiff.
You lose another damage.
I do?
I put land in.
Oh, Landfall, okay, so I'm at 17, she's still at 20. But I do have 3 guys out now, which is nice. A 4/4, a 4/4 trample, and a 2/1. Bit of a game upset. I got an Armored Ascension and attached it to my Stampeding Rhino, making him a flying 7/7 trample. So I'm going to go ahead and swing in the air for 7 trample damage.
I'm going to block. Actually, let me think of
You can block.
I know. Let me think of how to do this.
I got the trample going on. So you're blocking.
1, 2, 3. Tendrils of Corruption. 2. Your Stampeding Rhino.
Deals X damage to target creature and you gain X life, where X is the number of swamps you control.
I control 3.
Okay, so you're doing enough to kill the Rhino. The trample damage still goes through, but you'll kill my Rhino in the process. So you're still going to take 3?
I stay the same because I take 3 life from this.
Your life doesn't change at all, but you lose the vampire and I lose the Rhino.
Yep.
Fun. Well, on Mallory's turn, she brought out Lord of Shatterskull Pass. Leveled him up once, so he's now a 6/6, and that is unfortunate. So I am down a Rhino, I have the Bailiff and the Vanguard, my hand's looking like this. I'm not real happy about the Lord of Shatterskull Pass, especially if it gets leveled up quickly, which she can do in probably just 2 turns if she's not doing much else. So this is bad. I think it might be time to call into action the card on the far left. I felt that it was probably the best to do that, so I called in Day of Judgment and cleared the board. She unfortunately got to keep all of bone because it can regenerate. My brother and the Scythe Tiger and sacrificed the plains. This is all I got to my name. Wonder what's going to happen next.
Turn.
That's going to happen next. Well, you are coming in at just the right time, aren't you? I've got a few guys playing for me. Mallory brought out an Nirkana Cutthroat and leveled him up to a 4/3 Death Touch. So now I'm going to be less inclined to block, but I do still have Shepherd of the Lost. So I guess I will swing 3 in the air, putting you at 14 and me at 17. First time I've been in the lead all game. And with that, I will pass. You look happy.
I am.
And why is that?
I'm very happy. You want to see why I'm happy?
Sure, show me.
Okay.
Tapping 4.
Let me get one of these out while I'm at it.
Oh, goodness. I suspect we may see a planeswalker. It is! It's Garrick Wildspeaker! How excellent. I'm so happy for you.
Let's untap these
I'm
2
so
here,
happy for you.
and then we'll do 1, 2, 3. Level this to a 2. And I can do it again. 1, 2, 3. And now it's a first strike Death Touch 5/4. Not good right now.
I called in the mighty power of Overrun. Didn't really work all that much in my favor. What happened was I had, my Scythe Tiger and my Giant Spider go up against her, and Shepherd of the Lost kill Garrick. That was easy because he was flying. I was doing 6 damage, way more than needed to kill Garrick. So Garrick's dead. The problem is, because she just leveled up, she could do 5 first strike damage, which was how much health that Scythe Tiger had. So Scythe Tiger's dead, and Wall of Bone regenerated again. In the end, I killed Garrick and got 1 damage on her for an overrun. Not really all that pleasant, and she's called in of a Sarah Seer. Fun times in Cleveland today. Things were looking bad, but things are looking up now. I was worried because, she had this guy. I wasn't going to block with him because I didn't want to lose him, so I was taking damage. But then I drew Engulfing Slagworm. Engulfing Slagworm is a 7/7 who has an ability. Whenever Engulfing Slagworm blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, destroy that creature and you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. I'm no longer scared of Nirkana Cutthroat. She also sacrificed her Viscera Seer to scry 1, and looks like now she has a Bloodghast. It's down to 7/12. I think I feel pretty good now. I'm feeling fine. Getting down to the wire here, Mallory brought out a prized unicorn, which was a little scary because she could have grabbed everyone's attention so she could have swung, but my next turn was an O-ring, so a prized unicorn is O-ringed. Now she's down to 1 life, I still got 12. What's it going to be?
That's game.
That's game? Alright. Excellent.
This is what my hand is.
Your hand is swamp and forest? Well, my hand's plains and forest, so. Anyway, that is match 1. We'll play best of 3 and see what happens. Sometime later, we have played 3 games. I obviously won the first one. Mallory won the second one, and the final game, which decided the champion, was won by none other than Mallory. Mallory beat me. Every single time I was in danger and had to use Day of Judgment to clear the board. Every single time. Like, because she just had more creatures than I did. And that last time, I did not retain any creatures, and she still had Garrick, and he was making beasts. And I got beated by the beastas. That's terrible. Anyway, this was fun, and we will have a repeat performance to an extent, because we'll be playing tomorrow with Thomas, and this is kind of our return to Magic, sort of. I mean, it's not that we ever left, it's not that we stopped playing Magic, it's just that we haven't played in a while. We still like the game, and now that we have a cube, we can play a little more often, and this was definitely fun. So, if you have the cards to build a cube, build a cube. It can be, you can even use commons. If you have 360 commons, you can build a common cube. It's a load of fun. You should really consider it if you have the time and the cards. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and let's meet back tomorrow, shall we, for what will be more Magic goodness. It will be a day of judgment, for we will judge each other on our own performances. This is such a cool card. The textless cards are really cool.
Not if you can't remember what they do.
It is important to know the staple cards, or you will be confused.